Yeah, hi. Is this Middlebrow?
Hello. Welcome to the Middlebrow podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Brian Park.
I'm Dan Rosen, one of your other co-hosts.
Of the Middlebrow podcast.
On this rainy New York day.
In the aftermath of Taylor Swift's wedding to Travis Kelce.
True. We're like a few blocks away. We can feel it radiating.
With good energy or bad energy?
I don't know. She got married in a fortress. She built a castle, apparently.
Do you think that Taylor Swift proofread Travis Kelce's vows? I don't trust.
I think she got them punched up. I think Adam Sandler helped out. Didn't Adam Sandler officiate?
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Power move. Did he do it in character? You think he did it in one of his characters?
No, I think he must have been very sincere because I feel like they have a very deep and strong friendship that goes back many, many, many years.
Apparently no plus ones.
Did you get invited?
I did not get invited to the to the wedding of the century.
How are you, Dan? You were just on our walk over here. You were telling me how you wish you were in the Hamptons.
Yeah. Don't you?
I don't think I like it as much as you do.
Oh, you don't know the right people.
What was that pause? You were just calculating. Your
mind
was going
you're not in the right
million
circle.
miles
You're not
per
in the
second.
right circles,
Just like,
Brian.
how
You're
are
not
people going to
taking
perceive if I actually
You're
them?
probably going to Maine Beach. You're not going to the right beaches.
I'm doing it all wrong.
Where are you getting your produce? You're probably getting your produce from just a supermarket. You gotta take advantage. You gotta pay $80 for guacamole.
Are you going to farmers markets and cooking up your own meals?
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
What are you cooking
I
up?
have the kitchen for the first time in my. I just didn't use my newer kitchen because which we'll talk
with our lovely guest.
A lovely guest about this soon. But I had half a stove and like a closet for my kitchen. So now.
And then you had the IKEA, the fold-out island.
Summer corn, Brian.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's not tomato season yet, but that's coming.
Yeah, it is tomato season.
I think, when is tomato season?
It's almost tomato season.
See? It's almost tomato season. I'm glad we have a fact checker here.
Listeners, we have a fantastic
lifestyle.
Yeah. We have a fantastic guest for you all this week. He is a chef. He is an event host. He's a wonderkind of sorts. We can get into that.
I've never met a wonderkind. Yeah. I'm excited.
Give it up for Jonah Reider.
He hates this.
You guys are killing me. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
I want to hear what the problem is with your stove.
Well, I mean, most New York apartments have.
Are you one of those people who puts other stuff in their stove when you weren't supposed to?
No, I didn't put other stuff in it, but it's like there's no room to maneuver in the kitchen, and I don't have a dishwasher. Yeah. And so then half the kitchen is taken up with like a coffee machine and then the drying rack. And then it just sucks to make anything. You're just like, this is not fun. Only one person can be there. The dishes pile up quickly. And so then what do you just end up, you're like, I'm going to order. But now I'm staying with a friend. And now I actually have a real kitchen and it's like exciting to cook.
I do think that many people accidentally create a dislike of cooking by forcing a certain type of like big chefy, like all this different shit to make and chop and cook. You have all the dirty dishes that you need to wash in a kitchen that is not well equipped for that.
Well, every time I open
which doesn't
my fridge,
mean that you can't cook or host a really beautiful dinner out of a kitchenette with a toaster oven. You can do that, but yeah, the kitchen you're describing sounds unpleasant to bang out a big dinner in.
I mean, every time I open my fridge, I'm mad because it hits the vacuum cleaner, and then I'm just like, I give up. I don't even want to get a milk from my fridge because I have to you have to maneuver, you have to move boxes, and so
then, when I'm done here, we're gonna get you a few concrete steps to take to get your kitchen in shape.
10 hacks for fun cooking in your tiny New York studio apartment.
Jonah, we met at a wine tasting dinner party hosted by a friend of ours, Pilar Brito, and we sat next to each other.
Brian doesn't drink.
I don't drink.
You were the most fun to sit next to for someone who doesn't drink at a long dinner where the singular purpose was to taste wines.
You did meth, right?
Yeah. Just had a little hit.
Are you able to take the chef hat off and actually like enjoy things? Because I see I can't watch stand-up. It's really hard to watch stand-up and not just be thinking like, all right, I see the moves.
Yeah, I have a complicated relationship with going out to restaurants. I love going out to restaurants and seeing what people are creating and the guest experience that they're creating. But yes, it's also fatiguing because I can't turn off the part of my brain that's both like really curious and critical, self-critical, but also, I'll just be constantly wondering all these little things about any hospitality space that I go into. But I'm flattered. I don't comfortably identify as a chef. I think I'm like a cook. I love cooking and the art of entertaining and creating the set for a dinner or a meal or a party to unfold in. But
what's the difference between a chef and a cook?
The chef has in my mind, a chef is a job title primarily, and I think maybe it's been a little, I'm very guilty of this as going along with being called a chef all the time. But I mean like a sommelier is someone whose job. It's someone whose job it is to sell wine at a restaurant. That's all it is. You don't need a degree. You can't call yourself one. It's just either that's your job or it's not. Like you're either the guy who gets paid to sell wine at a restaurant, then you're sommelier, or you're not. And chefs, I think, should be maybe a little more thought of like that. Like a chef is like someone who gets paid to. I don't know. Maybe I'm a chef. Now I'm just rambling.
You get paid to make food for people.
I get paid to make food for people. I almost always am working with cooks who are so much more experienced than me at being on the line of multi-Michelin star restaurants and just absolutely whipping out, 40 plates of something perfectly cooked, keeping the kitchen meticulously clean. I would be lying if I said that to me. It's not me. I'm a more frenetic person, and I definitely do a great deal of cooking for events and certainly concepting and creating menus for clients and setting the vibes. I'm an unusual type of chef, I suppose.
Okay, I'm going to provide a little bit of context for our listeners. When I first moved to New York, I read a profile. I think it was in the New Yorker or New York Magazine, something of that sort. And it was this feature about this young, wiry boy operating a tasting menu out of his Columbia dorm room, and it had like a 1,000-person plus wait list. And it turned out to be you.
Indeed.
You received a lot of public recognition for this.
And at that time,
kitchenette
I was a pretty terrible cook.
But wait, if you were cooking in a dorm room and I'm complaining about my apartment kitchen, I feel like...
Yeah, well, the similarities are many. So, the dorm room kitchen bears many similarities, I think, to New York apartments. And you can do a lot with no dishwasher, a toaster oven, a microwave.
So you said that you were a terrible cook. So at that time, were you like,
no, I think
I'm great at hosting vibes?
I love hosting. I love hosting. I'm great at hosting. I absolutely fucking love setting the vibe, dimming the lights, lighting the candle, setting the table, inviting the specific people and welcoming people with snacks and then drinks and then sitting down seamlessly to a meal, and that I love. But when I started cooking, when I started my supper club, I think I had no experience. I had never eaten in like a fine dining restaurant. In my mind, those were like, that's the best food. It's got to be the best food. And
what were
pushing
the big fine dining restaurants in New York then?
Like, I remember like walking down, I was a student at Columbia, and like walking to Columbus Circle to look at like the menu at Per Se in Columbus Circle. And so I think I was pushing myself to make this cooking in a tiny kitchenette really, there were foams. There were there was too many things happening on
macro
the plate.
gastronomy.
There were ingredients that no one's put together since.
Tiny food, tiny kitchen. I guess.
There was tiny food on big plates. And I think it took me like many years of cooking to realize, one, that I'm most comfortable and excited about setting the stage for dinners rather than cooking. But also, like, my cooking itself evolved a lot due to working with great cooks who actually had experience working in restaurants, who taught me a great deal about organizing the kitchen and preparing things and thinking about a menu as a logistically complicated thing that needs to get planned out.
Are you so currently you've just basically scaled up your first operation of this Columbia dorm room hosting fine dining experience? Are there still elements from your dorm room days that you still apply? Like what makes a good host? Like what do you need to do?
Yeah.
What are the ingredients?
Absolutely. And I think what I do now, which is running a private event space where people book out the space and we produce private dinners or receptions or really anything in between, is very kindred to where I started. What it means to be a good host, I think, is to care about details in a way that doesn't intrude on the environment during an event, and it also is this like beautiful art of bringing like your person, the things that you love, to life in a material way for a moment, and exploring like how the food that you make and the plates you put it on and the music that you play and everything is like this like manifestation of yourself.
Clearly there's a craft to this, and you are very good at this. Whereas the times that I've hosted people at my home, I'm like, I think I'm just, I don't, my timing is like terrible. And I know it as I'm in the moment of it, where like, I can't even engage with any of my friends who are there because I'm just like hawk-eyed on like what's going on with the oven. And
are you
I'm
one of
just
those
frantic.
people who also apologizes for the food while you're serving it?
Constantly.
Yeah.
Is that a faux pas? Are you like
yeah,
never
it's worse than a faux pas. It's like the one thing that's totally in control of the host. All you have to do is not do that.
Why are you so anti like apologize? Like, oh, sorry. Like,
I just think it's
it kills the vibe.
Just believe in
it's
yourself.
amateur hour.
Oh my God.
And it doesn't
Believe
have
in your
anything.
shitty pasta salad,
No,
Brian.
but it's the easiest thing to fix. All you have to do is not apologize when you bring the thing out.
Just be like, this is really good.
Yeah, I'd be
It's
like,
completely
this is the
burnt.
best thing I ever ate.
You should fucking thank me all and bend down to me.
It's so hard. It's so hard to do, though. You know?
No, timing is so difficult.
But just the apologizing thing. When I go to other friends' homes, it's the first thing everyone does. It's like, oh, sorry, it's a mess right now. Like, just like, you clear that stuff over here.
I do feel like every time I go to a dinner party, the host is in the kitchen. Like, you like an hour of waiting, hanging out. The host is in the kitchen there, and then they come out, and then they're like, "Oh, wait, I have to go back. I'm checking on the rice." Like, I feel like people also don't know what food to cook, so they don't that they don't have to be constantly going to the kitchen.
100%. I love cookbooks. I collect them, and I mean not only cookbooks, but food media. Food media is probably even more guilty of this. Like, show a very sexy take on a recipe that actually is maybe kind of complicated and take a lot of time and steps. And I think people are often cooking the wrong things for a dinner party when like you set yourself up for success at the very beginning with the menu itself and thinking of things that don't need to be like cooked at the last minute. It's something in my events work, I've borrowed so much from the catering industry for like really big events. And we do a few really large, like 50, 100, 150 person events every year. Most of my events are much smaller, but that world of doing a dinner for like 150 people, I think is really applicable to cooking dinner for 6 people in your kitchen that maybe actually isn't like really well designed for cooking for 6 people. Yeah, you got to pre-make stuff.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be, for the most part, pre-made. People need to be pre-searing their proteins.
Yeah. So, what can you give me examples of like food that you should not be making at a dinner party, and what you should be making, or like what? Yeah, what's an example like this will just ruin your time?
If the recipe says, get your pan really hot for this one, don't do it at a dinner party. Like searing a steak, sauteing a bunch of shit at the same time. You can do one thing like that, maybe a la minute at the last second while your guests are there. But for the most part, a stress-free menu is one that things can be made ahead of time and just calmly sort of warmed up. So for example, I mean, like Summer is probably the easiest time to do this because you can serve so much room temperature and cool stuff. You could make really easy, like blended gazpacho-esque, soup, and keep that in your fridge and just pour it into bowls and garnish it with something for people. You could make little salads or crudos of raw fish and similarly sort of 90% finish them. You just tossing them with a little dressing and bringing them to the table. Pouring a very simple vinaigrette over it and bringing it to the table, spraying a little lemon juice on the salad and bringing it to the table. Everyone should have a little spray bottle of lemon juice in their
Is that
fridge.
a crowd pleaser when you bring that out?
It's
Everyone's
just so easy to
"Ooh."
season. So when you squeeze the lemon itself, you always get so much liquid in one place.
And then if someone complains, you could just squeeze in their eye.
Then
and be like,
exactly.
Go fuck yourself.
This
is great gazpacho.
And then for proteins and grains, it's serve. I love a perfectly freshly made pot of rice, but if you don't have a rice cooker or whatever, just do something different. You could make a rice that you just barely undercook and mix it with toasted nuts and vegetables, and it can just stay warm in the back. With proteins, you can serve steak, but I would be pre-searing it on that really hot, smoky cast iron an hour and a half before my guests arrive. I'm cooking the steak from cold, probably, instead of tempering it the way people tell you to. I would cook it from cold from the fridge and give it a really hard sear, get a lot of caramel color on it, but it will be nearly completely raw in the inside. And then it will just sit out, and I can throw it on a tray into the oven for 5 or 10 minutes, and it will come up to medium rare, and I will calmly slice it for everyone.
Damn. Okay, so that's the key, Dan.
Pre-making
So
stuff.
just cook the entire thing before.
I've been doing Benihana.
The key is don't go to breakfast, don't go to lunch, just cook the whole dinner before.
Before come.
Yeah. And have help. Yeah, and hire
a series of amazing chefs and dishwashers.
Yeah, I think that's cheating, by the way, if you hire help for your dinner party.
Yeah. Well, when we were at this wine tasting dinner, you said fuck natural wine. And since then, I have not gifted a single natural wine to the many, many dinner parties that I've been invited to, because that used to be my go-to move because the label's so cute. And now when I'm at the wine shop, I'm stressing because I don't drink. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm like, damn, okay, no natural wine. Jonah said no natural wine.
Jonah, why no natural wine?
I don't hate it, but it's usually bad.
I thought it's supposed to be bad. I think that's what we like about it. It's supposed to be bad. We're like, funky, okay.
No, and I'm both types of chopped wine guy. I for a long time, I was the chopped natty wine guy, and I absolutely love those wines. Kind of got me into wine.
Is it an Obama era relic?
Yeah,
just chopped natural wine.
I think
no, it's still going on.
Okay,
it's still afflicting.
No, I feel like it went from the extremely hoppy beer of the Brooklyn hipster,
okay,
and that kind of transmogrified into the vile natural wine that you have to pretend is really good.
Yeah, when I started hosting dinner parties, I would come up with the wine 99% of the time, and I got really into natural wine, and the labels are cute, and they all taste completely fucking different. You're getting punched in the head with yeast and fart and dirt, and the wines are all so intense. I find, well, not all of them. They tend to just whatever. They're really it made it easy for me to get excited about wine, and I really enjoyed them, and I still enjoy having a natural wine from time to time. But I think over time, as some of my clients are big wine people and will book private dinners and bring their own wines, and then my friends and I have gotten into wines, and now I just have had enough opportunities to taste more classic wines and felt like this is something that you can actually learn a language of taste around. I don't know, man. The natty wines are I think they fool consumers sometimes into if you're paying $35 for a bottle of wine, it should taste pretty good. And the natty, I think in more conventional wines, you have a way higher random success rate of picking a $35 bottle of wine and it's pretty delicious, instead of being like, oh my God, am I supposed to like this? Like,
but I think that's the genius of the natty wine lobby is that they convince you that it's supposed to taste horrible, and that's when it's good. It's like anti-comedy. You're like, no, I'm not laughing, but that's the point.
So you're saying that we're not developing a refined palate with Gulp Oblo?
We're not developing any palate. You can't, or at least insofar as like palate is just a vocabulary that food people use to talk about. Like when we say that a wine tastes buttery, we don't mean that it tastes like butter. It's just a word that describes a certain texture and malolactic fermentation in the wine, and like it describes something, and the only way you could train your palate to know that and identify that is by tasting wines where the winemakers followed some common set of rules.
So I can go back to drinking a buttery Chard and I don't have to feel bad?
Yes. I am like all for the return of Chardonnay. Chardonnay is back, and a buttery Chardonnay is totally fine.
Why did the natural wine take over? Why did a certain, subset of like, stereotypically like coastal ribs?
Everyone started getting tattoos that look like the label, it's just the aesthetic of the day.
Okay. And I guess some like climate consciousness thing?
Yeah, I think the one bit, yes, I think there's a little bit of a morality being placed on it. Like natural wines are better, are ethically better, or like spiritually better wines, which is also
in this
not
house,
accurate.
We believe in
there are now,
science.
these huge conglomerates making junky natural wine. There are small natural winemakers that do a beautiful job, and the conventional wines that are, classic, really celebrated producers in Bordeaux or Burgundy or Napa, whatever, they're not like adding chemicals to their wine in the way that the natural wine scene sort of seem to suggest that all these conventional wines are,
it's DuPont.
There's dubious things happening. And if you look at the really classic esteemed winemakers, I mean, they don't do jack shit to the grapes. They're following what I would consider a pretty natural, respecting the grape process of vinification. And it's like, I want my food to be manipulated. Like if I eat a carrot at a restaurant, I would hope that they peeled it and, cut off the shitty part of it and then cooked it to perfection. Like I'm okay with some manipulation of ingredients. That's what makes food culture so awesome. And like it's cool for winemakers to filter their wine or to, make selects of how things taste and blend things to try to aspire to a certain taste or texture, instead of just being like, let's roll the dice this year, like put it in this big pot and leave it out by the cows. Like we'll check it next year.
Dude, I like a little cow shit in my, that's what you think the wine's working.
No, I'm going to get flamed for this. Like there are plenty of really delicious natural wines.
We're clipping it.
Yeah.
What's going on with hamachi crudo? Why is
served one too many hamachi crudo?
Every restaurant that I go to in New York,
little yuzu.
I'm sick of it, dude.
They buy it frozen. I think often, and it just doesn't go bad. They're just chopping off a little piece of it from their freezer, and I don't know. It's an easy one. You don't get the fluke crudo more often. I think in New York it's
fluke. The fluke is,
and in the Hamptons, fluke left and right.
Fluke little jalapeno, slices of jalapeno.
Yep.
How come certain things just they have a cycle 5 years? They have a chokehold on like it was burrata, then it's Brussels sprouts, and it's like why every one where does it start? I want to find the like ground zero of these hack. It's like restaurant hack.
I don't know. I mean, the crudo that's been a staple of $30 small plates restaurants for my whole life now, I feel like.
You want to feel like you ate nothing
fish
at all?
Maybe is like a little
tin fish is
on
there.
its way. Yeah, but I could
out.
For me, certainly. I mean, and I like tin fish, but I'm just, if I go to a restaurant and they're like, on the menu, we have a tin of fish with bread for, $22, like.
You're like, get the fuck
that
out
should
of
be
here.
like,
No,
you should have to pay extra taxes.
As long as like the independent bookstores are still selling tinned fish, it's in. For some reason, I don't know how they booked independent bookstores. And
I will, wait, hang on. Just going back to the natty wines thing. I do really think they got, myself included, a younger generation into wines when like on the whole, it seems like people are drinking less. People are drinking less and less wine, certainly. But
You're hedging. You're hedging
They have
now.
the like childlike hand drawn
but it's
label.
like no, but everyone is gonna move. I'm saying it now. Like from the natty wine people are already getting into beautiful classic wines, and that trend will continue.
Okay, so natty wine's out. What else? What else do you think is? Do you feel like you've noticed trends and how they operate in the food world, or is it?
New York has a really wonderful amount of chef-owned small restaurants in a way that I think like other cities don't, and so the trends are a little different. Like the protein maxing trend, which is just like on and on, which has hit all of these like slop bowl, fast casual places. Like you don't really see that on like that trend hasn't appeared in the restaurant-y, chef-y restaurant space. And I do think like chef-owned restaurants are beloved in New York for bringing a unique point of view, and so there's a great deal of like diversity there. And although I joke about the fluke crudo, like there certainly are no shortage of restaurants that feel a little like cookie cutter.
Here's our $8 bread and butter.
Yeah, so you have that, and like what will be, I don't know. I mean that concept will probably be around. I don't know what other trends.
Well, like
protein. What are you spotting? Give me something.
Protein,
Protein's big. Razor clams.
Razor clams are the best.
Wow.
Razor clams deserve to be
You
on
shut your
every
fucking
menu.
mouth about razor clams, Brian.
Why do you like razor clams?
I like they have a fun shape.
They have a fun shape. They're really wiggly. They're a little bit of a pain to clean them. I love razor clams.
But as far as like the granularities of like the food itself, I'm kind of just a sheep, and I'm like, okay, sure, like I'm gonna order the hamachi crudo, great. But I am noticing like trends on like a distribution level. So like you were recently featured in a New York Times profile on soft boy cooks. Like I feel, are there like turf wars? Because like in comedy, a similar thing exists where there's like comedians who like embrace social media very early and then like ascended and attained like a following through social media rather than going through like dredging through years and years of open mics. And I think like the culinary industry, corollary would be like, you started your own venture out of a dorm room, and then you have chefs who are like, I'm going to do like 2 years here, 3 years at Noma, and I'm gonna get tons of scars on my forearms because I'm a fucking chef and I've been abused, and this is the way to do it. Like, is there like a rivalry of sorts happening in that world, in your sphere?
No, I don't think so. And I was very flattered by that article. Eric Kim, who wrote it, is great. It was funny because I think it came out during Pride Month, like in June, a year ago. Yeah. And it featured like these three like straight guys who are all just like kind of like, chill softies, who have a lot of like effeminate qualities, both in their cooking and, I guess the article would suggest in their like personality. I think it's...
Are you queer baiting? You've been queer baiting? This is coming from someone who a week ago, a very prominent queer Instagram called me one of their
favorite queer creators.
Not queer, okay. But I was on. So I guess I'm similarly. They just assume.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're not Anthony Bourdain, you must be.
My experience hanging out with the actual restaurant chefs that I know is that they're not, losing their shit all the time at their staff in a way that...
Who recently has done that? Who famously has done that in our culture? I haven't heard about any chefs that have...
Oh, no. There's no shortage of them.
Have you tried jabbing your cooks with forks?
I've never tried jabbing anyone with a fork. We should no, I don't think so.
Maybe the crudo would be crudoing a little bit better.
I've had someone sprayed me with a water bottle sprayer that we use to hydrate bread.
That's the extent of aggression.
That's like how aggressive we get in a
sleepover.
Yeah, like, hey Jonah, wake up. Let me frost your face.
But like,
Pretty tame.
Nah, I had a line cook who worked for me maybe like 10 years ago hold his kitchen knife to me. He was,
okay.
He was
Okay,
like,
that's
you
what
need
we're
to pay me right now. I'm leaving this job. Like that's I've been on the receiving side of a jab.
That's nice. The tables have turned. The chef is now the abused as opposed to the abuser.
but as far as like I guess what I meant by the trend is like I see a lot of like Instagram forward like food media personalities. You have this like Salt Hank like chef like sandwich guy who then
There's like the meat slappers.
and you leverage that audience into like maybe like a pop-up, like an in real life pop-up, and there'll be like a big line. Do you think that's where the future of like food is going, and like will restaurants just sort of die out?
No.
No, you're hell no, that's not gonna happen.
I'm biased because my work, although I enjoy going on social media periodically to share like content about entertaining, and my work does not exactly exist like in social media, and like my clients are nearly all word of mouth clients who come who have just been clients of mine, or they come to an event that we do and then they become clients, and the events themselves are often private. Like a big reason why people are booking our space is because they want a private event, and it's not going to be like designed for the camera's eye. But no, I don't think like restaurants are gonna become influencer ghost kitchens. That's not what people want. And so it may occupy a slice of the food industry, but nah. The restaurant and the restaurant industry is so uniquely accepting and rewarding of people who are odd, who are weirdos, and often lack a public facing personality, or like they're not necessarily the types of personalities that like you would chat with.
I mean, it doesn't stop the New York Times from throwing their best in front of a camera still.
Yeah, that's true. Well, but do you feel like there's a pressure that chefs now have to get on social media, like from their investors or whatever, that like, oh, you have to do this to, whatever, you have to get on the shows to boost bookings?
No, honestly. There's definitely pressure to play like food media game and to host influencers and give out free meals for people who are going to bring a giant light into your beautifully lit space.
We're there.
Or something.
Brian and I would love to do that.
Have you guys ever done that?
No, we haven't brought a giant light. Today we're eating at Jonah's private. He's kind of a soft boy chef, which I love.
Yeah. Say louder.
Have you have to do that? Have you put up with those people?
No. Okay. We don't do. Yeah, we get funny inquiries from influencers who want free events in exchange for social media coverage, and they'll be like, yeah, like we want to. And I always know how it's gonna go. Like it's so. Hey, we're really interested in having it's always like someone reaching out on behalf of the influencer.
Yeah. And at the end, they'll say like, and this will be free.
And no, they usually tack it in at the end and they talk about, how much promotion you're going to get and this and that. I don't do that personally because what I sell are high touch private events. If I ran a restaurant that sold $30 dinners and stuff, I probably would do more like comping to influencers.
Ooh,
but
I like that high touch private events. So it sounds like over the course of your career, you've created these dinner experiences across a wide spectrum, like a wide financial spectrum. So when you first started at Columbia, I think it said that you were charging like $15 a head, and then now you're doing high touch private events. I guess like what have you learned about like the patrons who are actually showing up at each price point?
Everyone is demanding at whatever price they're paying for an event.
So which means you should just charge way more.
No matter what.
I really enjoy doing private events because I feel like I have often a demanding boss, but they're only my boss for like 12 hours or something. And then there will be someone new with a whole new set of demands a day or two later. The people who pay the most, who really pay like our few absolute biggest spending clients are probably the chillest and the easiest to work with, and people who are spending a lot, but maybe it's like their company's money or someone else's budget is going to the event, and they've been a little more insistent on negotiating costs of various facets of the event. Those people can sometimes have a lot of requests, but I'm used to it all. Like, and I kind
like
of
dietary and
it'll be like showing up at we've already gone over and over the menu and this and that and made changes and show up in the menu and like, and the client shows up 45 minutes early, and so it's like something's not, the chefs are cooking something and the table's not set, and you're like, oh my god, the table's not set, this looks terrible, what's going on? Say, don't worry, relax. And then the door opens and there will be like a dog walker with 3 like huge dogs, and he'll be like, oh, perfect, like the dogs are here, and we'll just be like, oh my gosh. And then she'll be
so
like,
you have to fight. Oh, because you're doing it at someone's home.
No, it'll be at our at the venue,
and they brought dogs,
and they'll bring people bring dogs. We'll make
the dog people are insane.
We'll make platters of like food or water, set out water bowls for the dogs.
So you have to
then
cook.
There's the dietary.
You didn't realize there would be obstacle course while you're cooking.
We'll cook for dogs. The dietary things are, I try my best to be as accommodating as possible, but we'll have people who will just be like, while they're sitting down, you just want to let you know, I'm allergic to, white onions and it's like,
and ceramic. I can't eat off ceramic plates.
And plastic. I can't have any. Make sure that there's been no plastic touching the food.
That's a real thing.
And things like this, and so it's a little.
How do those people survive in the world?
Was that Gwyneth Paltrow who made that request? No plastic.
How do those people survive out in the world? Like how have you not died in a ditch if you can't be next to plastic?
So in other words, you're saying like being a private chef in the Hamptons is like unreal gig then. You got like a chill, high net worth, like
private chefing can be a lot too. You're doing depends. It depends who you're cooking for. It depends who you're cooking for.
Are there dietary restrictions you won't
accommodate?
I mean, God,
we're trying to get you canceled, Jonah.
Yeah,
this chef.
I need names.
I need to retain my. No, everyone is. I'm trying to think. What are the dietaries that like? If people, no, I will accommodate almost anything. It's just like sometimes people come who maybe what they were trying to say is, I don't like to eat food. I'm cool. I would love if you just brought me a glass of wine and some potato chips, and I don't like to eat food. I'm not going to eat. I don't eat.
Yeah. But they make you go through the
But instead
rigmarole.
we'll go through a little thing of making something special for them. But for the most part, I don't know, I like it, and it's like within reason.
Butter macaroni. You get some butter macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Making mac and cheese and a lemonade for a kid or something, like that's hospitality, and there's something nice about it at the end of the day. To me, I like those touches and accommodating people's ridiculous requests. That's like the fantasy world that everyone wants to live in, and I enjoy bringing that to life.
You've never told someone like, just grow up, just eat the fucking thing. I'm a chef, just eat this, or you just say that in your head.
I just say it in my head. We go into the closet, shut the door.
You scream.
Yeah.
Nothing. Oh, no white sauce. No sauce.
Yeah, the colors are also a big thing. No, nothing
What?
orange.
Close
please.
your eyes.
Yeah. Please, no orange on the menu, or
You're like, this is a Knicks town. This is a Knicks themed menu.
the whole menu needs to be, green or something like this.
What?
But
You've had that
that's
request
fun.
before?
That's so insane.
Yeah, that was actually for a friend's party. He wanted an entirely green menu, which we did.
That feels like a Burning Man kind of
I think
request.
people need to be accommodated less.
We did. I did a dinner for these crypto guys. Yeah, this is probably what I should have said no to. I did a dinner for these crypto
And you
guys.
poisoned them all.
No, they wanted. I can't believe we went along with this. They were like, it's really important that everyone on their way up to the dinner, we want everyone to have a red pill, an edible red pill.
Oh fuck, dude, that's so lame.
And I was like, am I hosting
the
like an
lamest people
incel
alive.
meetup or something? Like a luxury incel meetup.
And then Nick Fuentes came out.
So
and
we
delivered
went
the
to
keynote.
Chinatown and got little red cherry
pill.
candies or something. I was like, I'm not like going to devote time to this one. But
And they each took a red pill. People are the like food nutrition like misinformation is really insane. My 14-year-old nephew was like yelling at me for serving him like spinach.
Why?
Have you heard it? Like I don't know, some nonsense about it fucks with your gut. He's just like really into like a raw meat, and he
oh,
thinks
really?
that,
You know a raw meats person?
well, but he doesn't actually do this. But I can just tell he's watching some nonsense on YouTube that's like, you should. He's 14, so he's like, yeah, you need to like just eat, raw steak and lamb, and that's the best. Well, he has a higher pitch voice, but he's like, I don't even know what is in like spinach and all these like green vegetables that he
trying to
thinks
avoid.
like some oxidants that's going on there that he thinks we're not supposed to be eating. And I have no defense. It just sounds like nonsense.
I'm kind of like your nephew. I'm susceptible. Like the other day, my friend told me about like you should be eating at least like 4 different colored vegetables if you're eating a salad, because then it encourages more like prebiotic.
That is ridiculous. The best salad is just
You're eating by color?
Is lettuce. You do your lemon juice spray. No,
You're really pushing this lemon juice. Are you coming out with the line of a
I
lemon
brought you
juice
guys-
spray?
What's with this lemon?
Damn, bro. Do you have a favorite? But it can't be plastic. Can't have my lemon juice in
it can be
plastic.
plastic.
Whoa. Trying to kill people?
that champagne vinegar in a spray bottle. No, the best salad.
Champagne vinegar spray
Salad
bottle.
is not a meal. Salad is not a meal. It's a
Go
part
off.
of a meal.
Go off.
You can't go to salad is not a meal.
The entirety of Midtown would disagree with you.
Yeah, it's it's just.
Do you see that Sweet Green has a protein salad?
Yeah,
like
they know.
100 grams of protein in their Sweet Green bowl.
No, the
That's
craziest
not a
place is
salad.
Matter.
That's
Have you been to Matter?
No.
Matter is the place where you can like pick your exact weight of macros on an iPad before you order. Yeah. And it's like, I just give me
See,
a
like,
food.
I
Give me-
don't want to be hooked up to a machine and kept alive for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Which is just what I feel like people want who go to these restaurants.
So that's like a sin in your eyes, is whatever. Dan
I
described.
think you're selling yourself short on humanity and life itself if you're
eating Soylent,
eating a whole meal that's just a bunch of things mixed together like factory style. Like there's a time and place for it if it's convenient. Like who can blame you? But like for the
prison is.
part, like fuck, like don't you and like
So why do you think they're so popular?
I don't know, because people like to get just kept alive, barely coming into the office.
Yeah, just hooked up to TikTok.
Yeah,
While they eat.
It gives them the strength to scroll
It's all you need.
until my next slop bowl. I'm slowing down.
Just enough nutrients to sustain your finger swiping from one cocoa melon to the next.
Yeah,
That's good. That's a good.
yeah.
Our
Love to get a
restaurateurs-
poke bowl and swipe.
I think poke bowls are done. I feel like
Poke bowls are done.
I feel like we all admitted that shit.
You
was
just
horrible.
got me hooked onto this bowl, which was it's a poke bowl spot.
But then I just
This
read,
bowl isn't bad. I'll stick by this bowl.
Reddit, and I saw on social media a bunch of people saying they've gotten terribly sick from this bowl.
Oh, Dan, you hear this? You got me hooked on
They got
this bowl.
dysentery.
They got dysentery.
All right.
Okay.
But I think the menu looks good. I've never been. You like this bowl?
I'm pro.
You're pro of this bowl?
Maybe I'm going to
Listen,
get a
every few
slop
years-
bowl after we record this
We'll all go
episode.
together to
Yeah.
a slop. Listen, every few years there's a new slop bowl place that you get excited about and pretend like this is something better than the last slop bowl, and then you get sick of it. And they all taste the same somehow. I don't know what it is about, whether it's the ingredients or
The exhaust. They all have this big, flat top or something that they're cooking the food on, and there's this hood blowing like that cooked oil smell out over the front when you walk in. So
Yeah.
you walk in and you get that big whiff of commercial slop bowl production.
and you think that's like ingesting itself
yeah.
into the food. It's
The worst of that was Dig In back in the day.
it's just dig now.
Drop the in.
They really had a specific smell like off the ventilation that I remember.
yes.
It really was a big fart smell, kind of like. Not really.
I just
like,
thought it was cauliflower.
Yeah, it was like it was like all the cauliflower oil got like, like blown directly like into the guest's face as they're walking into the premises.
You do feel morally good about yourself when you eat. Like you feel like shitty as a human, but you feel in a kind of Protestant.
I was just gonna say it's exactly the Protestant work ethic of America.
Yeah, you're like,
so
I did
Slop
good.
Bowl was built for this.
I had my grain and my protein and my vegetable. I am a good little human being. You know, I have restraint and I have not given
You're a good
in.
worker.
Yes, I wasn't lascivious at all today in my desires.
Yeah, not me.
Not you. You go crazy. What's your lunch spot?
My lunch spot, I'll get. Let me think. So I'm like near Chinatown. So I'll go to the cafeteria. There's like a big like food hall cafeteria that I really like to get. Sticky rice wrapped in a lotus leaf or whatever.
Yeah,
with
I know
the
which
stuff
one
in
you're
it.
talking about.
On like Mott Street.
Yeah,
Yeah. I love hanging out there. I get lunch there a lot. I'll get a cheeseburger. I eat a cheeseburger 3-4 times a week.
We have different metabolisms, you and I.
I'll have a cheeseburger often. I absolutely love a cheeseburger. Now that is a meal.
What's the best cheeseburger in New York City right now?
For a lunch type of thing, I'll get a smash patty.
Okay.
In which, who knows, Shake Shack is not as good as it used to be. Though I do love it and respect the fuck out of that whole operation. I like 7th Street, even though it's such a grease ball.
I like 7th Street too.
I like 7th Street.
Can we move beyond the smash burger though?
But if we're forgetting about that, which we really should, because it's like a burger's got to be like that farmer patty, a real fucking cheeseburger that was cooked to your liking, and it's on the toasted bun, and it need nothing but little mayonnaise and a thick slice of onion and medium rare.
I don't like white onions actually. Can you please hold the white onion?
You're done. Minetta Tavern is great. JG Mellon.
Still, you think?
Yes.
Okay. All right. People say it's gone downhill a little bit.
It is what it is.
Okay.
JG Mellon, Corner Bistro, maybe.
I like flavor in my burger, so Corner Bistro. To me.
I want to get more trade secrets from these private events you're hosting.
Yeah.
Is it safe to assume that the social vibes have gotten worse because increasingly it's just like crypto bros and tech bros who have the discretionary income to drop dough on like a privately hosted event like yours?
You're really pushing it.
This man's got to eat. He's got to make some. You want him to shit on his client base?
No.
This thing too, man. It's like people are constantly, pitching me AI or like unnecessarily tech-enabled cooking equipment, and I'm just like, I need a huge check to promote this, like because otherwise, like my
what's something that like does not need
just like a toaster oven that has a
Wi-Fi?
camera in. Oh, way worse than that. It has a camera inside. Like it had Wi-Fi
inside?
5 years ago. Now the latest version is it has
We've all been wondering.
is it has a
Bro, I think if you can't use a toaster, like if cooking is just not for you. I think just there's no AI. Just give up on it.
I fucking hate my Ring doorbell. The thing runs out of battery every 3 days, and I want to rip it off and just switch to a regular
the Internet of
doorbell.
Things is evil. It's horrible. How do you feel about induction stoves or induction?
It's sad that apartments are being renovated to remove gas lines and put in induction. It's a bummer. There's nothing like cooking over flame. The immediacy of it and the way that you can so quickly control that it's unbeatable. I love it. Cooking over fire is so primordially human, and like doing it on a stove is great. Induction though is good. I mean, it's way better than like a curly electric stovetop. Induction is good, and I have some induction burners. We use them all the time for offsite cooking. Like if we're doing something at a film set or an art gallery or something, we'll have some induction burners. They're cool, but for me, I mean, I always would want a gas burner.
Do you think there's actually a difference, or is it just like
Psychological.
I don't know? Yeah,
Is there a difference?
Like,
Maybe
do you
that
think
wasn't clear enough.
No.
They're two
Obviously,
totally
it's a
fucking different things.
No, but like, could someone tell? If someone cooked,
Yeah, so
you could tell if something was cooked. With
so
an
here's
induction.
one. No, you can't. No, if it was cooked well, it would be difficult to tell by the time you're eating it. But for making it, one of them is an electromagnet vibrating something or other that if you take the pan and you move it, which is a thing that you do often when you're cooking, is you pick up the pan and you're sautéing.
I've gotten
stuff,
you fired up.
You're
about
moving
this.
it. On the induction, as soon as the pan has no contact with the thing, it loses all heat immediately.
Yeah.
Like, unless you were cooking on a really thick, like, cast iron pan that builds up the heat. So the induction, like, the induction is great for heating things up quickly. It's very efficient. It's, smokeless, blah, blah, blah. But you can't handle the shit on the stove in the same way.
You don't get that good gas high. You got a little gas in your system.
Yeah.
Sniff it a little bit. Get loopy.
That is an overrated fear. Like,
No.
When you're hosting your own like private dinners, like what's the sauce to curating like a good guest list?
the sauce to curating a good guest list, one, I think tables should not have more than around 6 people at them. I find it very difficult to have when there's a long ass table, then suddenly it matters so much who you're sitting next to because you're not going to talk to anybody besides that person, most likely.
Oh yeah, I've been at some long ass table dinners recently for events, and it's like 100 people, and you just see the one person you want to talk to, like eight down,
and you're just like, God, I wish I had told the organizer of this. So I think having smaller table, like if we have a dinner for 12 people, I still would have like 2 little tables of 6 with a split. People can get in and out, and it warms people up. Who to invite? Well, you don't want to invite anyone annoying, that's for sure. If you're able to control the guest list, hopefully no one annoying is coming. Hopefully no one with any allergies. Hopefully no one who gets there early.
Annoying. You said nobody annoying, so
yeah,
no allergies.
No allergies. No getting there early. And
you think if someone texts you like, "Hey, I'm in the neighborhood. Could I just like stop by? I can help."
Yeah, I don't do well with that. And
that's cardinal sin.
And and personally, I don't do well with like potlucks either. Like I need someone should be in control.
You don't want
potluck.
You don't want 8 desserts and 1 salad.
No, that all like look different and like are just different. Like it's like it's like we're at the Cheesecake Factory. Like, and I got it. Like I
like that you're slowly revealing you're like a little bit of a fascist, but I like
yeah.
You should be.
I need to be in control of everything, or someone else can be. Like, but and sure, it's fine. To an extent, you could call a guest and tell them, "Hey, I'd like you to bring a salad. Don't put any goddamn ridiculous shit or protein on there. Just bring some nice leaves of lettuce and bring it in a bowl, and we'll serve that. Or bring a dessert, or bring a bottle of wine. But I'd prefer, the group just shows up. They come within 30 minutes of the start time.
But like, how detailed are you getting? Because sometimes when I'm doing that calculus in my mind, I have like subjective markers where I'm like, okay, this person get a couple drinks in them, they're a loose cannon, their politics who knows, they might say some controversial things, but it could inspire good discussion.
Yeah. I am not invited, like, if I'm having friends over for dinner, they're all friends of mine, so they're having a good time.
They're valid.
You're not inviting the crypto red pill, just one of them.
No, I have no comments about my clients.
All right, how do you feel? Okay, if I bring a dessert, if you invite me to your party, I bring a dessert. No one touches the dessert. Am I allowed to bring that back home? How do you feel about that behavior? Or a bottle of wine? No, a bottle of wine different. Dessert.
Oh,
no
man.
one. No, they already have dessert.
Well,
there's so many.
No,
it's at like a birthday party or something.
You're insane.
You got to offer to the
leave
person. Why don't you keep this? But then if it was me, I'd be like, oh my God, his dessert must have sucked. No one touched it. Like, I'd be like, no, please, like, I don't want you to have to come back and pick up the dish again. Just take it with you. I'll take a little piece for myself. Take it home. I think it's you don't need to.
I have noticed that Americans are under provide at a lot of parties and events. Like I'll go to a lot of birthdays and whatever.
They don't have anything.
And
they don't have ice.
There's never and there's like no one's serving you.
They don't have cups.
Yeah.
Or they have like 6 cups, but they're all different.
Yeah.
Totally different sizes.
Yeah, I thought you liked like a fun like plateware situation, but cups they all have to be the same.
No, it's just like if you're. All right, tell me more about your gripes.
No, I just feel like I'll go to a birthday and they're like, there's never. It's first of all they don't make clear if it's. You should make clear if you can make a meal out of it, because I'll go to an like event or a dînatoire, which seems to be all the rage.
A dînatoire.
Yes, you know about those?
No.
What is this?
It's like it's supposed to be enough for a meal, but it's like standing. And then you're like, all right, is this dinner? Let me the fucking know if this is dinner or not. Or if this is going to be I'm going to be chasing a waiter around trying to make a meal.
Yeah.
Because it's between 6 and 9. And then afterwards, I have to like run and get a slice of pizza.
That is you're saying this is at events that you're going to. That to me is probably the biggest flaw of events and like something I can't figure out myself, which is people, almost everyone, at the end of the day wants a lot of food for not a lot of money. And they ask this of every caterer during every party, and every caterer, myself included, will say the same thing, which is to do a dinner for people is substantially more work than to do a past canapes thing, and it just costs more money per person to do. It's not a comparable cost per person to do a seated dinner versus a canapé cocktail hour reception, and so many people are like, great. We'll do the canapé reception. Just make sure there's a ton of food.
Yeah.
and then we always have to come back to them and say, well, like, I don't know really how to explain this further, but like the canapé reception format doesn't have a ton of food. That's why it's
Can you
like,
have a whole steak?
Like, and they're like, yeah, and they're always like, yeah, we understand, but just make sure that they're like really caloric. Like, and I'm like, sir, like it's a tartlet this big.
Is that why there's so many
protein max the tartlet?
And so I think my most awkward moments with like I really want everyone who does an event with me to feel like their expectations were exceeded. And every time that it gets close to not feeling like this is always these types of events where I feel like they didn't accurately tell their guests that they're coming to a cocktail party. Like they'd be like, come, the party's from 9 to 10, from 7 to 10.
Yeah.
The party's from 7 to 10. So, and there's going to be food. And so people show up thinking that there's going to be like dinner, like they didn't eat before. And then they're having like little, pea tartlets. And everyone's like, where's the food? And I'm like, you didn't pick food. Like you picked like, you asked us to make 3 little canapes.
And then everyone's pissed. Like, that's not dinner. Dude, you got to do bacon wrapped dates. Those are caloric.
Yes.
Sliders. So sliders are say
chicken. Now we're doing little tiny I just started doing this like last month. We've done 2 the people wanted chicken nuggets. They wanted chicken nuggets.
They're just kids. You should do sliced up David bars for the next one. Just little David bars.
Yeah, we need the protein bars. All right, how do we do? I'm giving myself like a B+, C-.
It was great.
It was great.
And you got annoyed at me. It was good.
No, this was such a treat. Thank you guys.
We made you squirm.
Yeah.
I hope you don't get fired from this appearance.
Yeah.
Jonah, where can people find you?
People can find me at my venue. It's called The Spot. If you're interested in hosting an event with me there or offsite catering, you can just Google me and reach out. I'm also on Instagram if you want to see little videos about what kind of cast iron pan you should get. And
what kind of squirty lemon juice?
You should get.
That's impressive. If I see someone in the kitchen have a little squirt, like, oh, this guy,
that's a high touch.
That's Julia Childs. Jesus,
that's a Jonah
spray
touch.
Bottle. Really.
All right, protect your knives, everyone.
Protect your knives.
And,
and
subscribe to our YouTube.
Subscribe to our
their
Patreon. Use Jonah for a private event.
And don't put so many goddamn people on a table. Don't be squeezing people.
Yeah, 6 is perfect.
6 max.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me. This was
Thanks, Jonah.
Thanks, Jonah.
Really.
Okay, that was Middlebrow.